If you're considering purchasing land in Abuja or even just curious about the process, today's video is an absolute must watch. We are diving into a critical topic that can save you tons of headache, time, and money, and that is how to conduct due diligence before purchasing land in Abuja. Stick around because at the end of this video, you will know exactly what steps to take to make sure that you are buying land that is legit with no hidden legal or financial surprises. Before we jump in, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You'll want to hit the notification bell also so that you don't miss out my next video where we'll be talking about the role of traditional authorities in land deals in just. Alright, let's get into it. First things first, what exactly is due diligence? In real estate, it is all about making sure that you check everything: legal documents, ownership history, land registration, zoning laws, you name it. You don't want to invest in land only to find out it's tied up in disputes or isn't even for sale legally. In Abuja, where real estate is booming, the market can be a bit of a jungle. Scammers, inflated land prices, and unclear titles are just a few of the traps buyers always fall into. So conducting due diligence is actually critical to protect your investment. Step 1. Verify ownership with the Abuja Geographical Information System, AGIS. Your very first step is to verify the ownership of the land, and in Abuja, that is done through the Abuja Geographical Information Systems. AGIS is the central body that keeps all the records for land ownership and property rights within the Federal Capital Territory. You can check ownership details by heading to their office or using their online platforms to search for land records. AGIS provides the land ownership certificate, which confirms that the person selling the land actually has the right to do so. Make sure the seller provides you with the certificate of occupancy, C of O, or at least the right of occupancy. And always double check these documents with AGIS. This prevents you from falling into lands that have been sold multiple times or lands that are even under government restrictions. Step 2. Ensure land is free from encumbrances. Now, owning land isn't just about having the right paperwork. It's also about making sure that the land is free from encumbrances. What do I really mean by that? Encumbrances are any legal liabilities tied to the land, like unpaid taxes, mortgages, or even lawsuits. This is where getting a real estate lawyer involved becomes very important. They can help you carry out the search to ensure that the land isn't tied up in any financial or legal troubles. A thorough search will also help you uncover if the land is government acquired or set aside for public use, which can mean that your purchase can be revoked in the future. A lawyer will dig into the land's history, including its transaction records, to make sure that everything checks out. Trust me, spending a little extra for legal advice can save you from losing your entire investment. 4. Step 3. Conduct a physical land inspection. Next up, let's talk about the physical inspection. Never buy land in Abuja or anywhere really without visiting the site yourself. Photos can be misleading and you need to make sure that the land is as it's described. Look for things like accessibility. Does the land have proper road access or you need to construct one? How about utilities like electricity and water? These factors can dramatically increase your cost down the line. So it's better to know upfront what you're actually dealing with. It's also a good idea to hire a surveyor to confirm that the land's boundary match what is on the official document. There have been cases where people buy lands and only to find out later that some parts belongs to someone else. Step 4. Zoning and land use regulation. Another key aspect of due diligence is ensuring that the land zoning aligns with your intended use. In Abuja, like most major cities, certain areas are designated for residential, commercial, industrial, or even agricultural use. Don't assume that just because a land is vacant, you can do whatever you want to do with it. If you buy land zoned for agricultural but plan to build apartments, you will run into legal roadblocks. Make sure to consult with the Abuja Urban Planning Department to verify the zoning regulations. Step 5. Obtain government's consent. One step many people overlook is obtaining government consent. According to the Land Use Act of Nigeria, all land in Abuja is technically owned by the government, and any transfer of land ownership must be approved by the governor. If you're buying land from someone who already has certificate of occupancy, make sure they've obtained the governor's consent for that sale. Without this, the transfer isn't really legal binding, and your ownership can be challenged in court later. 7. Closing the deal. What to look for in a purchase agreement. Finally, let's talk about the purchase agreement. Once you're confident that the land is free of issues, it is time to close the deal. Your lawyer should review the purchase agreement to ensure that it includes all the essential details like the full land description, the agreed price, and the payment terms. Make sure everything is crystal clear in that agreement, no verbal promises. And of course, ensure that you receive all the original documents related to the land, including the CFO, the deed, and any tax receipts. So, there you have it. By following these steps, you will be well prepared to conduct thorough due diligence before purchasing any land in Abuja, protecting your investment and ensuring a smooth transaction. From verifying ownership with RGs to getting governor's consent, these steps are not just recommended, they are necessary. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with someone else who might need this information, and don't forget to drop your comments.